Greetings, traveler. I see you seek wisdom, a noble endeavor indeed. In this journey of life, the road is often filled with people whose influence can steer you astray, away from virtue, peace, and the pursuit of reason. Ancient wisdom has long warned us of such souls, and I, a humble servant of Stoicism, am here to share with you 7 types of people we must be wary of. Heed my words, for the company you keep shapes your soul more than you may know. The Stoics, in their pursuit of wisdom, remind us that though we cannot control others, we can choose how we respond and who we allow into our inner circle. Let us begin. 1. The manipulative. The first person Stoicism warns us about is the manipulative one. These individuals are skilled in the art of deception, using others for their own benefit. They twist words, play with emotions, and create confusion, leaving you wondering how you became entangled in their schemes. The manipulator thrives on control, often leading you to act against your own best interests. But what can one do, you might ask? The answer lies in clarity and self-awareness. The great Stoic Epictetus teaches us, "You are a little soul carrying a corpse," as Epictetus reminds us. Your mind is yours to govern. The manipulator thrives when you allow their confusion to seep into your soul. A Stoic, however, seeks clarity and strength. By practicing discernment, you see their ploys for what they are, distractions from your true path. Do not be deceived by their charm or promises. Guard your heart and your mind. Speak with honesty, act with integrity, and never let another dictate the course of your life. A manipulator's power lies only in your ignorance. Once you see through the veil, their control evaporates like mist at dawn. 2. The toxic relationship. The toxic relationship, perhaps one of the most dangerous associations of all. These relationships may begin innocently, even beautifully, but soon they reveal themselves as traps of misery. Toxic relationships drain you of your energy, your happiness, and even your sense of self-worth. Often they are filled with manipulation, disrespect, and emotional abuse. A Stoic views relationships as reflections of mutual virtue, not chains that bind one to suffering. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." And so the company we keep deeply influences the quality of our lives. Toxic people, much like dark clouds, cast shadows over our inner tranquility. They ensnare us in emotional turmoil, constantly pulling us away from our core Stoic principles of reason, virtue, and emotional control. But how can we free ourselves from such chains? The first step, my friend, is recognizing that you are not responsible for the actions or emotions of others. Toxic people will try to make you believe that you are, but this is false. The Stoic path is one of personal responsibility, not for others, but for yourself. You must master the art of detachment, not cold indifference, but a deliberate removal of emotional investment from the chaos that toxic relationships thrive on. Let go of the need to fix them, or worse, to change them. As Seneca wisely stated, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Often, the idea of leaving a toxic relationship appears far more terrifying than the act itself. Know this: you are worthy of peace, and no one, no matter how close, has the right to take that from you. 3. The perpetual victim. Next, we encounter the perpetual victim. This person sees the world as an endless source of suffering, placing blame on everyone and everything except themselves. They are masters of self-pity and negativity, never accepting responsibility for their own lives. Their constant complaints and grievances act like a dark cloud, hanging over your joy and peace. While it is true that life deals difficult hands to all of us, the Stoics teach us that we always retain the power of choice. How we respond to adversity is up to us. The victim, however, believes they are powerless, and they will try to drag you into their misery. Epictetus reminds us, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The perpetual victim thrives by seeking sympathy and attention for their misfortunes. But the Stoic approach is to remind ourselves and them of the power of resilience. The danger lies in allowing their negativity to influence your own mindset. You must practice the Stoic art of separating yourself from external chaos. By embracing gratitude and self-empowerment, you counteract the influence of the perpetual victim. Do not be unkind to them, for they too are caught in the web of their own thinking. But understand this: while we must offer compassion, we are not obliged to absorb their suffering. Your peace is yours to guard. The envious envy, that venomous emotion that corrodes the soul, is another toxic influence that Stoicism warns against. The envious person cannot stand to see others succeed or be happy. They are consumed by the desire to possess what others have, and their envy often manifests as bitterness, resentment, and even sabotage. Seneca tells us, "The greatest wealth is a poverty of desires." In other words, to be content with what we have is the key to happiness, while envy is a bottomless pit that will never be satisfied. The envious individual will try to make you feel guilty for your achievements or undermine your success. They are not content with their own life, and rather than seek self-improvement, they seek to tear others down. But as a Stoic, you must guard against envy, both in yourself and in those around you. Focus on your own journey. Practice gratitude for what you have. When you encounter the envious, do not let their poison affect you. Show them that true happiness comes from inner virtue, not from external possessions or achievements. The angry and hostile anger, my friend, is a fire that can consume not only the person who feels it, but also those around them. The angry and hostile individual is quick to lash out, always looking for a fight, always ready to destroy peace. Their rage is often a mask for their own insecurities, but that does not make them any less dangerous. Marcus Aurelius advises, "How much more harmful are the consequences of anger than the circumstances that aroused it?" Indeed, anger is a destructive force, one that often leads to regret and suffering. The angry person seeks to provoke, to pull you into their emotional storm. But the Stoic response is to remain calm, to maintain your inner tranquility. Anger is a loss of control, and Stoicism teaches us that true strength lies in self-mastery. When you encounter someone filled with rage, do not mirror their emotions. Instead, maintain your composure and respond with reason and calmness. 6. The superficial and materialistic. The superficial and materialistic. These people are obsessed with wealth, status, and appearances. They measure success by what can be seen and touched, by possessions and prestige rather than by inner virtue. Epictetus warns, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." The Stoic knows that true happiness comes from within, from living a life of virtue and purpose. The superficial individual, however, believes that happiness can be bought, that status equals worth. The danger of associating with such people is that they will try to pull you into their world of shallow pursuits. They will make you feel as though you are lacking if you do not have the latest, the best, the most expensive. But Stoicism teaches us to be content with little, to value inner richness over external wealth. When you encounter the materialistic, do not envy them. Their lives are often empty, despite their possessions. Instead, focus on cultivating your character, on living a life that aligns with your values. True wealth is found in virtue, not in gold. 7. The hypocrite. Finally, we come to the hypocrite, the one who preaches virtue but practices vice. They tell others how to live, but their own actions are far from the values they claim to uphold. Hypocrites are dangerous because they can deceive you into following false guidance, leading you astray from your true path. Seneca reminds us, "A hypocrite is like a house that looks fine on the outside but is rotten within." Hypocrisy is a form of deceit, and Stoicism values honesty, integrity, and alignment between words and actions. When you encounter a hypocrite, do not be swayed by their words. Instead, observe their actions. The Stoic knows that true wisdom is not in what one says, but in how one lives. Be wary of those who claim to have all the answers but fail to apply their own teachings. Remember, the Stoic path is one of consistency. We strive to align our actions with our values, to live according to reason and virtue. Hypocrites may try to lead you astray, but by staying true to your principles, you will remain on the right path. And so, traveler, we come to the end of our journey. These 7 types of people: manipulators, the toxic, the perpetual victims,